For Off the Block, I'm Ving Lopes, and we are now joined by UC Irvine men's volleyball middle attacker, possibly soon to be All-American middle attacker Scott Stadick. He can do it all this year. And Scott, I have to ask you, you guys are in the NCAA tournament this year. You're going to have to wait to find out your opponent. But I got to ask, what was the reaction on Sunday when you guys found out that you were in the field?
Yeah, we were thrilled. We were huddled around a small computer screen. I'm sure the video's out there if you want to look it up at our coach's house. And you know, we knew it was going to be close. So when we heard it announced, we all were very excited. And yeah.
So you have a little bit of time before this match. You have a bye week. So what has this week in practice been like? You know, just preparing for that match on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been a lot of debriefing our Big West matches, and then starting to prepare here for either Ohio State or King, whoever comes out. Trying to get all healthy and get all rested up so we can run into this final stretch strong.
Yeah. Well, talking about the Big West play, obviously you guys had a great season in the Big West. What's the biggest thing you learned about your team in the second half of the conference season and in the conference tournament?
What is the biggest thing? I mean, I think our team is just a team that's going to compete, and, whether or not we're on at that moment or off at that moment, we're just going to compete with every team out there. We're going to keep fighting. I think, our system is really strong and it can give teams fits, and that's fun to see. As we've put a lot of work into this system and playing our brand of volleyball all year, so seeing it affect teams and give them problems it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, talking about giving teams problems, you've been giving teams problems all year at the net with your blocks. I want to ask you from your standpoint as a blocker, for you, what do you feel has been the most important technique you've learned over the years to be a successful blocker?
Yeah, that's I think it's going to be a pretty vanilla answer, but for blocking, just getting over the net is probably the most important thing. It's pretty easy to start reaching and going high with people, but more over the net you are, the better you are of a blocker, the best I can tell.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to ask, it came out earlier this week that coaches and the media voted you the National Blocker of the Year. What's your thoughts of winning that honor?
I mean, that's a huge honor, and I appreciate you guys putting that award out. I thought, it's obviously very cool to have hard work rewarded, and my thoughts on that is, I'm part of a blocking unit. There's a guy to my left and a guy to my right at all times, and it would look drastically different if those guys weren't out there doing their job. So I think, as much credit to those guys as much as me. And I've got big 6'9" Carl Applebach to my right for 2 out of 3 rotations, so that helps.
It definitely helps. And I want to ask that, about, just because you guys have such a big size advantage at the net, how much does that help when you guys go up against teams, just knowing that, hey, you have a couple inches on some of these guys? Yeah,
I think it's a big advantage, obviously. That's why they have the taller guys in the middle usually. But I think we have the size advantage, but then, like I said with Carl Applebach, he's 6'9", but he's also got great technique. He gets over the net. He's rarely in a bad position. So I think that's just as helpful as him being massive.
So I want to ask you, this summer you got an opportunity to get in the U.S. gym a little bit, compete in the men's junior world championships over in the Czech Republic. No, it didn't end with the way you wanted with the gold medal, but what do you think was the biggest thing you were able to take away from that experience?
Yeah, I mean, every experience in the USA gym is just such a gift and such a cool honor, and just being around that level of volleyball and seeing what it looks like, I got to spend a little time in the national team gym and seeing those guys making their block reads and what it takes to be that good at volleyball. I mean, that's as beneficial as, any technique that they might give you. Yeah. It's really cool to be around.
Yeah. All right. So I have to ask you personally, I know you're up from the Midwest, kind of the Wisconsin area. You're now in Irvine. Do you miss the snow?
That's around Christmas time, when it's 5 days before Christmas and I'm sitting on the beach. For one, it's very nice not having to shovel, but it doesn't quite feel like Christmas without a little snow too. It's always a relief getting off that plane. Yeah. But no, on a whole, I do not miss the snow.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to ask a final question. We'll kind of end on this. Obviously so much is made, about, your family connection, the coach Nip and everything. But I know that there was a little bit more that sold you coming to UC Irvine than just Nip. So what was it about UC Irvine, the school, that really allured you there?
I mean, there's a few things. One, just playing in the best conference in college volleyball, always having the opportunity to compete for a title. I mean, that's something that I don't take very lightly. And besides that, just, the guys here, the coaching staff is great, but the guys they bring in are better. It's a great group of guys, and one that I would be missing out on if I went anywhere else.